What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. We're less than 3 weeks away from the launch of Modern Warfare 3. And honestly, I think the overall community sentiment is pretty excited. Like, we're looking forward to this game. We feel as if Call of Duty's in a really good place. We played the beta. We enjoyed the beta. We hope Modern Warfare 3 is very similar to the beta. The problem is the reason why we all liked the Modern Warfare 3 beta was it was Call of Duty down to its core. It had that identity. It had that passion that we all remember, that we're all nostalgic for. Unfortunately, when we get the game in 3 weeks' time, it's going to be completely different than the beta. We're going to look at the beta with rose colored glasses and think, wow, if only the full game's going to be like this. Well, guys, unfortunately, the full game isn't going to be like that because they're integrating two games together. They're taking from Modern Warfare 2 and implementing it into Modern Warfare 3, and I'm not sure how well that's going to work out. I don't know if it's going to be the same experience that we had on the beta. I can tell you that it's going to feel a little bit different and it's going to look a little bit different because you're going to have all those skins from Modern Warfare 2 import over to Modern Warfare 3. One of the things I really liked about Modern Warfare 3 was the fact that it felt like a Call of Duty game. When I was playing it, it felt like a Call of Duty game. It looked like a Call of Duty game. But now you're going to implement all of these superheroes and animals and just weird ass skins into the game. And I think it's going to take some of that nostalgia away, some of that identity away, because it's going to feel like you're just in another weird ass online game that is implementing more animals and superheroes than actual gameplay fixes. It's going to look like I'm playing Fortnite, but with a Call of Duty skin over top of it. And I just don't love that. But I'll take that aside here for a second. I'll put my disapproval for all of the skins aside and instead focus on the other thing that no one really seems to be talking about. And I think it's going to be the single biggest issue that this game has, and that's going to be weapon balancing. We are implementing and integrating all of the weapons from Modern Warfare 2 into Modern Warfare 3. And if you thought the weapon balancing was very meh during the beta, imagine now when you're implementing all of those guns from Modern Warfare 2 into Modern Warfare 3. All of those same problems that we had with Modern Warfare 2 when it was basically dominated by two guns. And because of skill-based matchmaking, because you have this massive black cloud over top of you that forces you to go to the meta or not have any fun whatsoever, is that going to happen again here in Modern Warfare 3? Is it going to be the Vaznev and the TAC once again because skill-based matchmaking deems it so? Because during the beta, if you weren't using the ACR, the UMP, it felt as if you're putting yourself at a strict disadvantage. You were going to have harder games because skill-based matchmaking deemed it so. Because you're forced to always be trying your hardest and putting your best foot forward every single game and trying to play as cheesy as possible, if you're not using the best weapons, you're just going to fall short. And because there was no real weapon balance in Modern Warfare 2, and because the TAC and the Vaznev dominated that game, well, is it just going to be the same thing all over again? Like, I don't envy Sledgehammer Games, and this isn't a slight on Sledgehammer whatsoever. They have a tall task here. This is a very difficult situation. How do you balance that? How do you figure out a way to actually make sure that everything works out in your favor? How do you make sure that the weapon balance is just right when you have to take into account all of these different weapons and weapons from a totally different game that you didn't have in your game, especially considering the fact there's more health in Modern Warfare 3 than there was in Modern Warfare 2. So how do you account for that? The weapon balancing in Modern Warfare 3 is going to be probably its biggest make or break feature, because you're bringing so many different variables into this system. What's going to work, what's not going to work. And because of skill-based matchmaking, again, you're determining what everyone's going to be using because it's either use it or don't enjoy the game whatsoever. That's the way Call of Duty's been over the last several years, and it really, really sucks. And the main proponent is 100% skill-based matchmaking. If it went back to the old days, you could basically use any weapon. Sure, there's going to be weapons that are better, but at least you're playing in lobbies that are a sprinkle of everything instead of the lobbies that are exact clones of yourself that are trying their balls off and think it's the main stage at COD Champs. And it's just so frustrating. It's such a draining experience to go through that time and time and time again. And yeah, it also makes weapon balancing an absolute nightmare. So I think a lot of us loved the beta because it felt like Call of Duty was going back to its roots. It felt like Call of Duty was going to be in good hands. We could feel the passion from Sledgehammer Games. Heck, we could see it during the beta. You saw all the work they went into to remaster the maps, to make the maps feel like their Modern Warfare 2 selves, but also have that sprinkle of 2023 in them. And it was a nice change of pace. The game was a breath of fresh air. And unfortunately, I think all of us forgot that it's integrating everything from Modern Warfare 2, that it's bringing all those weapons in, and there's a differentiation of health, there's a differentiation of damage, and that's an undertaking that Sledgehammer Games has to figure out. They have to understand how are they going to do this. It is not just as simple as copy and paste the Vaznev into the game. At least I don't think that's how it is. I think they're going to have to retune it all. They're going to have to reconfigure certain attachments to fit within the Modern Warfare 3 game. And this isn't as simple as many of us might have thought. And I think it's also going to change our experience day one of Modern Warfare 3. I don't think it's going to be the same game that we had during the beta. I think it's going to be vastly different because everyone's going to have those guns they worked so hard on in Modern Warfare 2. All of those cheesy guns are going to be brought in, and hey, guess what? Deal with it. When it was originally announced that these weapons were going to get carried over, it seemed like a huge plus. And I'm not saying it's not still a plus, but it just also now just looks like an extremely daunting task, and a task that I just don't know if you're ever going to be able to fully perfect. And I think it's going to be to the detriment of Modern Warfare 3. Now, again, like I say with almost every video when it comes to Modern Warfare 3, when it comes to Sledgehammer Games, I hope they prove me wrong. I really do. I want them to consistently prove me wrong. I want their weapon balance to be unbelievable. I want the game to feel the same way it did during the beta, but now with Modern Warfare 2 weapons. But I just don't think that's feasible. I don't think it's a realistic task to ask Sledgehammer Games to do that and to make sure it's perfect because there's not a lot of time here, right? Like, yes, you've been working on this game, and yes, you knew that this was going to be integrated, but it has to be meticulously edited. You need to have a ton of player information. Unfortunately, they don't have that player information because the Modern Warfare 2 weapons weren't in the beta. So now you're going to go off of brand new information starting day one of the launch, and you're just hoping that the game doesn't push players away at the beginning. It seems like a tall task. Like, I hope it all works out. I really want it to. I want the game to be great. I want my experience from the beta to transfer over to the full game. But there's just more and more dark clouds that are surrounding Modern Warfare 3 right now that seem like impediments more so than reasons to buy this game and reasons to believe that it's going to be a really good year. Skill-based matchmaking contributes to this, but weapon balancing needs to be a priority here, and it needs to be done really, really well. So that's my thoughts on that. I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts are. Do you think it'll be a seamless transition, or do you think there'll be some bumps along the road here? I know it's a tall task. I just want to know what you guys think down below in the comments section. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.